Welcome to Thái Nguyên News. I'm Viet Cường. Today's top stories. Delegation of Laos senior officials carries out a fact-finding trip in Thái Nguyên province. Finding solutions and directions for production units and enterprises. Completing 30 hectares of Yên Bình Industrial Park infrastructure. On November 30th, a delegation of Laos senior officials who are participating in the high-level political course in Ho Chi Minh National Academy of Politics and Public Administration in Vietnam carried out a fact-finding in Thái Nguyên province. The delegation included senior officials who are making in Lao ministries and central agencies. During the meeting, Mr. Phùng Đình Thiệu, chairman of Thái Nguyên Provincial Vietnam-Laos Friendship Association, introduced the country's revolutionary tradition, strong points for economic development of Thái Nguyên province, as well as Thái Nguyên typical activities to welcome Vietnam-Laos Friendship Year. The delegation was also informed with Thái Nguyên socio-economic situations, particularly Thái Nguyên key products like iron, steel, tea, etc. In addition, the experiences in eradicating hunger and reducing poverty, land clearance for industrial projects, encouraging farmers in planting and processing tea, educating officials and students about culture, and methodologies on preventing drugs were shared between Thái Nguyên leaders and the Lao delegation. On behalf of the Lao delegation, Mr. Pham Phan Phai Ya Vong, Vice Chairman of Laos Government Office, expressed his deep gratitude to the considerate welcome the Thái Nguyên leaders accorded them and hoped that the relations between the two countries will continue to grow stronger and fruitful. On November 30th, Mr. Phạm Xuân Đương, Secretary of the Provincial Party Committee and head of the provincial delegation of the National Assembly, visited and inspected the progress of Núi Pháo project.
According to the investors' report, the Núi Pháo project progressed speedily to make it officially come into operation soon. By the end of October 2012, 80% of works have been finished and will hopefully meet the operation requirement by the end of March 2013 as planned, and its first products will appear in the next month after that. With the monthly exploitation capacity of 100 tons of wolfram, 200 tons of copper, 200 tons of bismuth, Núi Pháo project is expected to contribute greatly to the industrial production and export value of Thái Nguyên province. During the inspection trip, Mr. Phạm Xuân Đương asserted that Núi Pháo is one of the key projects of Thái Nguyên province. He also required investors to promote the sense of responsibility, satisfy the criteria of environmental sanitation of the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment, and strictly follow the technical progresses to guarantee the health and safety of employees.
On November 28th, the leaders of the Management Board of Thái Nguyên Industrial Zones and the representatives from different business sectors met to find the solutions and proper direction for the production units and enterprises in the area. At the meeting, representatives of businesses in Thái Nguyên Industrial Zones presented the difficulties and problems they faced and aired their recommendations. Specifically, a number of issues related to reducing the cost of renting land in industrial zones to make it lower than or as equal as the neighboring provinces. Other issues which have to be dealt with are making advantages to attract investment, reducing financial costs and value-added tax on businesses, solving the difficult problems in construction, credit policy, loan interest rate, administrative procedures for trading and land clearance, investment incentives, labor force and technology, supply and energy use in the businesses, etc. At the meeting, the Management Board of Thái Nguyên Industrial Zones compiled reviews of the businesses, responded to a number of problems in land rent reduction in the industrial parks, recommended solutions for the branch of electricity to improve the power in the industrial zones, and gave several preferential policies to investors, etc. The other remaining issues will be collected and given to the functional agencies for their solution proposals with the aim of promoting the business environment and attracting local socio-economic investment and development. After Thai Nguyen People's Committee issued an official letter of directing relevant units on ground preparation, Yên Bình Industrial Infrastructure Connections began its works on urban industrial, agricultural, and service aspects under the frame of Vietnam Samsung Electronics Plant Project to create favorable conditions for investors to Thái Nguyên. After 2 months of construction, Yên Bình Development and Investment Joint Stock Company finished its land clearance and leveling 30 hectares as required. The project area of Yên Bình Industrial Cluster in Phú Yên and Phú Bình District is located at the gateway to the south of Thái Nguyên Province and 36 kilometers from Hanoi capital. This region has a comparative advantage compared with other economic areas of the neighboring provinces. According to the development plan, the project will use 3,220 hectares of more than 8,000 hectares of land for the conservation of cultural heritage and historical sites, residential groups, technical and social infrastructure investment, ensuring compatible development, harmony, and synchronization with the new development area. The remaining 5,000 hectares is part of the new development area that includes the functional areas to be planned and designed according to the high standards of the United States of America and Japan. The Yên Bình cluster will basically complete the planning by the end of this year. Thái Nguyên Province and our company have considered Yên Bình as one of the key projects of the province and reliable place of investments for domestic and foreign investors. Yên Bình is implementing 2 projects, namely the industrial park and urban area at the gateway. To ensure the feasibility of the project, Yên Bình Development and Investment Joint Stock Company prepared investment process very seriously and methodically. After 2 months of implementing the first stage, to date, the company has finished statistics to pay compensation for 20 households affected by the project with more than 40 billion Vietnam dong. At the same time, the company implemented to level 30 hectares of clean grounds and industrial roads, creating the most favorable conditions to attract investors. Since the announcement of the planning, Phú Yên has directed all local people to maintain their land use status. Phú Yên District will perform in accordance with the law for the case of land use for change purpose or intentionally create building projects to ask for indemnity payment. We have implemented various measures to implement the management in this regard. With a breakthrough in thinking and planning, Thái Nguyên Province has directed and mobilized investors to participate in Yên Bình large-scale project with the aim of sustainable development and benefit of the country. The project is not only effective for investors, but also beneficial for investors and the people inside and outside the project area. On December 1st, Thai Nguyen University of Agriculture and Forestry, in collaboration with Japan Institution of Culture and Economics, held a conference on learning Japanese language and allocating opportunities to study in Japan.
During the conference, participants were supplied with information about material facilities and tips on international joint programs of the International Training Center, Thai Nguyen University of Agriculture and Forestry. The conference was organized in order to give students and their parents, individuals and organizations a profound and comprehensive view of Japanese language and its system of education. In addition, high-quality education programs of the Center for International Training, recognized by Japanese government, were also introduced to the participants. Furthermore, the Japan Institution of Culture and Economics shared with students useful experiences of living, studying, and working in the nation of cherry blossom, which is believed to set students' mind at rest when choosing Japan as the academic destination.
Đại Từ District is one of the districts that focus on planting mushrooms in Thái Nguyên Province. Apart from the familiar models of mushroom growth and production, a new model of mushroom planting and travel services combination has been implemented in Hùng Sơn Commune by Phú Gia Biotechnology Limited Company. The project was implemented since the beginning of September 2012. specializing in cultivating and manufacturing high-quality mushrooms under the advanced technology of Taiwan, including shiitake mushrooms, Ganoderma and corn mushrooms to supply for the markets in the province and some neighboring provinces, proceeding to export in the near future. Particularly, in addition to the economic benefits of mushrooms, this would be an attractive travel destination for domestic and foreign tourists to visit mushroom cultivating model in the province after the completion of this project. And that's all we have for today. Thanks for joining us. Goodbye.